So it looks like we're live. I'm just going to erase some stuff on the board here. Anybody there? Hey, Brenda. So it looks like we're live. I'm just going to erase some stuff on the board here. Hey. I'm just setting up. I got to plug myself in before I run out of battery. Hey, I'm just setting up. I gotta plug myself in before I run out of battery.
Can you listen to me?
Come on, headphones. There we go. Do. Ah. I gotta plug myself in before I run out of battery.
Can you listen to me?
I can hear you. Brenda there. There we go. I'm getting me from like 2 minutes ago, I think. I can hear you. Hey. There we go. You muted yourself. Sweet. It was hurting my ears. But I want to hear you. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. So Brenda said she's coming. Claudia said she's coming. Linda, Elo, Jose Pablo, and me. Still early. Let's see. My tablet got all slow. I'm trying to bring up the Flip Tech 21 Twitter on my tablet so I can watch it there as well. Let's see if that works for me. I got this weird view with me reflected in the window behind from the projector. That's kind of interesting. Because I am a crazy flippin' teacher. Conference swag. I'm going to get up, let's see. Okay. Elena asked to join Flip. All right. More people in our Flip Classroom network. So Brenda, you're going to kill me for publishing your video on the Facebook page?
No. Hopefully nobody's interested in seeing it.
Even though you kind of made a push at admin there, but I'm really happy about that because that's important. Because say I got this card at FlipCon and it says How
Okay.
how administrators can support flipped learning. And that's one of my big main things I need to attack. Wow, you guys getting like the YouTube feed or something? Because you're like 2 minutes behind me.
No. Hopefully nobody's interested in seeing.
I'm getting a feedback, or is that me doing that? Hold
No,
on.
that's me.
That's
I ha
weird.
no, that's me. I had the YouTube on. That's
Ah,
why
okay.
I got
Yeah,
the
it's getting this weird echo from a minute ago. It was
yeah.
freaking me out. That's good. I got books. Yay! I got signed books.
Yay.
Show and share. Oh, there's my flight tickets. I found them. Yay! I was looking for those the other day. They were asking for me in administration. I made one of my ticket stubs. Now I found them. They're tucked away safely in this book. The Flipping 2.0. Oh, this is the new one.
Were you the only one that went to that conference?
There was from Tech. There was myself, and there was Vero Lozano Cavazos, who's in our course, kind of oyente, but she
Yeah.
works in Vicerrectoría de Innovación Educativo with
Yeah.
Manuel Temes, Jose Escamilla, and those people. And she went as well. And actually, she just contacted me because we're going to work on a kind of campaign to let more professors at the Tech know about this and get them involved. Because I'm so much about grassroots and just doing it from the bottom up.
Yeah.
But they want to try and I don't want them to standardize it. I don't want to put a bunch of rules and stuff on it. But I want to get the word out so people can get involved. So that's cool. So we're working on that. So she was there, and then 2 people from Tech Millennial. Luis Gutierrez, who's the basically vice-rector académico of Tech Millennial. And I can't remember the other person's name. And I'm being recorded live, but oh well. But they were both there and doing a presentation on what they're doing at Tech Millennium.
Oh, cool.
Which is interesting, because what they do is very different to us, because the whole model of how they do it is different than us. Because of the economics, because of the way their teachers work. It's interesting. And then there was 400 other people, so that was cool.
From only the U.S.?
No, there was 10 people from Taiwan. There were 2 or 3 guys from Peru. Myself from Mexico. Me and 4 of us from Mexico. There were people from Europe. Yeah.
Wow.
There was at least probably 70 or 80 people that were international. So
What about Canadians?
Lots, actually.
Yes?
There was actually a flipped conference Canada, which was just like a couple days before it, the weekend before it. So that kind of made scheduling tricky, because I know Aaron Sams went up there and a bunch of other people went up there, and they were just basically coming straight from one conference to another, because this is totally education conference season during the summer.
Yeah. I didn't know that about the U.S. schools, that it was like conference season for them.
Oh, totally. And actually, that's why I have a big proposal for the Tech to move our calendar.
During the summer?
Because we're messed up. We're off schedule from everyone else.
True.
And even like the SEP moved their calendar here in Mexico, because my kids don't get out to the 15th of July, officially.
Yes.
There's only like a week from when they get vacations to when I have to go back to work.
Oh, because we get it back in August?
At least in the campus of Guadalajara. Well, as a planta and in Guadalajara, the only option I had for vacations that coincides with them is like the 21st to 25th. Earlier, they're still in school, and later, it's not an option because they want us all here.
Do you take them up to Canada?
Once in a while. I'll take them up. We're thinking about December. But vacations in the summer is just too tight. And they love this. We have the summer camp in the campus for 3 weeks, all day long. And they don't want to miss that. There's like just
But
no
isn't
way.
it beautiful in Canada during the summer and freezing cold during the winter?
I'm from Victoria, so there's almost never snow. So Victoria is like really nice in the winter too. Well, not really nice.
Are you from Alberta?
No, I studied in Edmonton, in Alberta, for 4 years.
Oh,
so
you're from Victoria?
I lived in that. Yeah, I'm from Victoria.
It's super pretty.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
That's where everybody wants to go. Where is everybody? Come on, people. Where's Sinaloa?
I don't know.
Let me hit that invite button again, and maybe they'll get spammed in their email. They said they're coming. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
What are you doing this summer?
Taking your flip course.
Besides writing a lot of comments on my flip course.
That keeps me busy. Yeah.
I bet. Some people are spending a lot of time on it.
It is very interesting. It has the potential to be like a lifesaver for me. I teach so many courses, so many different courses. So if I can get to have like half of two flipped at least, it'll just like be so good. Very, very good.
I think it's a huge time investment to start, but it really does free up your time for some things.
Yeah, I was watching a video.
The payoff comes.
But I don't know which video that you sent. I watched that it was like the experience of this girl that she curated the things first for like the first year, and during that year she did her videos. So I think I'm gonna be doing something like that.
Yeah, I got totally motivated to do videos after last week because I don't have that many, and I want to do more. So, yeah, John's amazing, and he got me pumped up for it, and some other people too. So yeah, I want to do a bunch of videos for my classes, and I'm only teaching 2 courses, and I've taught them lots of times. So it's total comfort zone, and I can just rock it.
But 2 courses for how many groups?
4 groups, 2 courses. I have one unload for some other administrative stuff I'm doing for supporting systems admin for research and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to get another unload to do coaching for this. I'm really campaigning that I need time to do this properly, because this really, I mean, just going on the forums and answering your guys' questions there, and then I want to create kind of a, hey, Jose Pablo, there's Senor. Saludos desde Guadalajara.
Thank you very much. We were hanging around at different hangouts. That's why it took
awesome
time.
Awesome. I'm liking the hangout thing. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to find time to do more coaching, because I'm totally convinced I need more time to do it properly. But administration, it's hard to convince them. So that's my battle right now. Because I think I can do way more if I have time. I just can't burn myself out anymore. I made a decision years ago to not put my health at risk and my family life at risk with working too much. Yep.
I read your exercise blog yesterday.
And I actually went and exercised yesterday.
What do you do for exercise?
So it's 10 minutes. It's just what I wrote about at the Big 5. I walk lots, but I haven't been to the gym for a year.
But doesn't Campus Guadalajara have a really nice gym?
You have a very nice gym. We have a very nice gym, but I just totally let it fall off the radar for a year because I was just so busy with other things. And my eating change in diet keeps me in shape. I'm not out of shape poorly. Actually, I'm surprised I'm not that sore from yesterday, and I pushed myself pretty hard. So, but it's nice because it's like 10 minutes. I can find 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You can actually find half hour too.
Yeah, you can. It takes me longer to get ready and walk over to the gym and walk back. Actually, I almost bailed because I was just getting ready, got changed, and then the pour came down. It just downpoured outside here in the tech. I was like, oh, crap, I can't go. Oh, well, I'll wait a few minutes. But yeah, it stopped. Typical Guadalajara rain. So yeah, I actually went.
I ran a half marathon on Sunday.
What's that?
I ran a half marathon on Sunday.
Wow, sweet.
Yeah. So that keeps me busy during the summer too. I run.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to do running before. I find it eats too much of my time, but I really liked it for thinking. It was really good. It a good reflective thinking time to force myself to get
after like the why am I doing this? Like, I don't know, 10 minutes of running, you just reach a state where it's like, oh cool, I'm listening to music for half hour, or I was trying to think of something. So yeah. I liked it.
I chew up lots of podcasts about news or education or whatever when I was running. I do the same when I'm just go for a walk even.
Yeah. One of
Music
my
works too.
running partners used to do that. I just listen to music.
Yeah. Well, then if you're paying too much attention to what you're listening to, then you run into a tree or something. That's always bad. It's
Yeah,
been
it's
known
true.
to happen. It's been known to happen. Who's pinging me? Claudia's pinging me here on Facebook. What are you saying, Claudia? Too many different inputs. What's Claudia pinging me about? Or is it my tablet's just way behind?
Hola.
Hola, hola. She sent me a sticker. Claudia sent me a
Estamos
sticker.
esperando y te puedes sentar aquí conmigo. Es más, está aquí.
Let me send the invitation again, see if we get people coming in. If not, we'll just start chatting about anything, which we're already doing. What's new in Sinaloa?
Sí, la gente se lo conoce.
¿Qué onda, Sinaloa?
Hello.
What's up? What's new? What are you guys doing?
Well, so far so good. It's pretty hot. And, well, we were just talking about how much information we have to deal with.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because it's interesting how oh my God, I need to organize resources and how do I deal with all this information? There's Fabiola, there's Miguel. I'm actually remembering names now. Awesome. Who's there with you, Brenda? You're muted, Brenda. Who's there with you?
Lucita Díaz de León.
Ah, muy bien. Okay. It's hilarious because people send their videos and then their videos look different than their profile pictures on their YouTube or Facebook or
That's
Schoology.
just
It's like, I can't recognize people.
That's me.
Funky. I should update my video because it's getting a little out of date. Or my picture. Miguel, ¿cómo te va?
Hi, Ken. I'm good.
Good? Excellent. See if we get linked everyone in. We got Fabiola. What's new over there on the other side of the campus?
Sorry, did I?
There you
Okay,
go.
now. Everything's going perfect. Too much work to do still, but
Oh, man.
it's working. That's awesome. I want mine as well. I got this boring one. Could you get me one?
Conference swag.
That's cool.
The guy was taking them out to sell, and I hung around enough that he gave me one, so that was good. Cheap teachers at conferences.
Nice.
But I got other show and shares. I got my books.
Wow.
Book. Everyone should read that one. You're here, so you can borrow these ones.
Oh, yes, I will.
And I got a copy of this for Ana Esquivel.
Oh,
and
okay.
one of these for Yolanda, so you can borrow that from them.
Oh,
and
thanks.
I bought this in paper copy, even though I read it in ebook form already, because I wanted it to be signed and stuff.
Oh.
And if I have English teachers, I've got this as well.
Wow.
Although actually I highly recommend it for even people that aren't reading English, and we should talk about that either online or over Hangout, because I think one thing I talked to people about when I was coordinating a session for higher education was don't just dig in to talk to people that are in your area, but spend time talking to teachers in different areas, because you get a lot of good ideas. And I'm finding that with conversing with all of you, because we're all a bunch of different areas, different levels, high school, university, that I learned a lot of tools that I didn't know about or ideas because it's not in my domain and not something that I'm used to. Oh, and here's the other swag. Do you need it? Perfect or Tuesday? It's from the guys who make Camtasia. And it's one of John's famous sayings where they, don't over-publish your videos, just get them out. So I thought I had to wear that shirt today. So what do we want to talk about? I don't think we're going to wait much longer for other people. It's going to bug Claudia. She sent me a sticker, but she's not online. Are you coming online or what? She comes in. I'm going to spam people with another invitation, see if anybody listens to me. technically, I could have made it last week. I just got in the hotel at like 3:30, and I could have made this video, but I was just burned. And I got invited out for dinner with like all the like John and a whole bunch of the kind of gurus of flipping, and I couldn't turn down that networking opportunity. And a big steak. That's always good. All right, so I'm going to bring up what I had for session notes. There it is. It's on the workshop page. My session notes for today was, there it is. So I'm going to try to watch Twitter and see if anyone does that, but I don't think people are getting Twitter. So questions should come in on this discussion page. I'm going to reload it and see if anything else came in today. Claudia just said hi, and she's not here yet. Erica said, oh, yeah, so there's the thing with the flipping physics video. So if someone, especially a female, would like to be in a flipping physics video with Jonathan, basically just doing a short line. He basically wants someone to say something very short, kind of a correspondent from the field of physics type newscasting thing. And he wants to get videos from different countries. So if you know someone who wouldn't mind, you don't even have to be a physics teacher, I don't think, but that would be even cooler because then you could show your students. But he's looking for volunteers to be on a video with him, the Flipping Physics Guy. If you haven't seen the Flipping Physics Guy's videos, you've got to go see them. They're awesome. And then I'm doing another weird skit that he mentioned between three of us that we met. So there's that. Let's see. María Guadalupe said, me parece muy interesante la recomendación que dan en el video y no estresarnos para realizar los videos. Poco a poco los vamos realizando, solo que sea algún tema específico necesitamos. Okay, yeah. So the big message as well from John watching those videos, if you did watch John's super mega polished video, because remember he spends about 2 hours of post-production on every minute of video. He doesn't expect you to do that. I don't expect you to do that. Nobody does. Basically the message is make videos, see yourself in the videos and learn from them. Like I put some comments on some videos and I still need to get through a lot because I've only got through number 1 and 0. I still need to go through number 2 and now you're sending me number 3. The main comments was use headphones and a microphone to isolate your sound because that was kind of painful for some of you. Or, well, painful for me listening to videos where there was lots of feedback. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh, so Flora was talking about the fact that, and actually Flora brought this up, and Enrique Lopez brought this up, that
Here I
we
am.
should... Hey, there you are,
Hi.
Claudia. We're not going to wait for you.
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I was just going over the notes and I was looking through the discussion of what people were talking about for today. And one of the themes that came up obviously was videos because I posted a lot of things about making videos. And then Flor brought up and Enrique brought up the concept of maybe it's a really good idea to have these polished videos and get some done, but then add to that our own kind of flavor to it, the kind of low budget videos. So what do you think of that? Comments? Because I don't want to talk the whole time today.
Yes.
I did last time. Go ahead, Claudia.
Pienso que son about let's English. I think I don't like my English so much.
Do it in Spanish.
Let me think in
I don't like my Spanish.
Acerca de los videos de bajo presupuesto.
Or added to high budget.
Acerca de los videos de bajo. I like it. I like your cup.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last thing you said?
Combining
se corta
your
un
own,
poquito la señal.
Combinar tus videos de bajo con los de super polido.
se corta un poco la señal. No sé si ustedes me oyen
Te
bien.
oigo bien. Te oigo bien. Tú bien.
Ok. Combinarlos. I like it. Combinar los videos, yo creo que para los alumnos yo creo que no habría un problema porque, bueno, si te refieres a tomar videos de YouTube de algún profesional y mezclarlos con videos que nosotros hagamos, ¿a eso es? Entré tarde y no estoy contextualizada, ¿sí? Ok. No, yo creo que no hay ningún problema y nosotros como maestros poco a poco vamos a poder ir haciéndolo mejor cada vez, supongo y creo. En mi caso he ido descubriendo apps que tenía en la computadora y no las había usado pues para hacer videos. Yo solamente hacía videos de fotos de mis hijos. En este caso, creo que si hay algún video bien hecho, profesional, acerca de un tema que les interesa a nuestros alumnos, podemos dejárselos de tarea. Y si la siguiente sesión nosotros queremos producir alguno, bueno, no creo que sea mal. Yo no creo que ellos lo vayan a mal y a lo mejor van a apreciar el trabajo que estamos haciendo por ellos. Eso creo yo. No sé. No sé si estoy fuera de contexto porque entré tarde y no sé de qué estaban hablando.
No, está bien. Es el concepto de combinar videos profesionales, a lo mejor hecho en casa de tech, con departamento de comunicación, o de fuera, combinarlo con lo que es pues el low budget, ¿no? A lo mejor Miguel tiene un apoyo, o Laura, Sinaloa, Brenda. ¿Quién quiere compartir aquí? Fabi, adelante Fabi.
Gracias. Yo creo que no es un problema. Creo que depende del tema que vayas a hablar. Y hay veces que si ya tienes como un banco de videos de YouTube o así que puedan ser muy, muy buenos, los puedes usar. Yo hay temas en específico que sí los hago en Educreations. A mí me gusta mucho usar esa app. Y los niños les gusta también mucho. De hecho, ya la usan en muchos de los trabajos que les pido. Entonces, es más o menos lo que yo hago para mi clase.
Excelente. Muy bien.
Yo,
Miguel,
sí,
adelante.
yo creo que los
Tienes que
videos
hablar
de
tú,
bajo
Ken.
presupuesto no son tan malos. De hecho, hay muchos que yo utilizo para mi clase de Lean Startup y Lean Startup Machine, que son hechos solamente con una buena cámara y un micrófono. Lo demás no importa mucho, lo importante es la claridad de la idea.
Muy bien. De acuerdo. Who else has? Jose Pablo, your head's coming in. Are you going to say something?
Yeah, you're right. I agree. I think that the most important.
José
Thank
Pablo
you,
está
class.
solo. Está solo, José Pablo.
There they are. Okay. Go ahead, Jose Pablo. I'll mute Claudia if I have to. Sorry,
No, okay.
Linda came in too. Awesome.
We don't have to, but anyway. I was saying that I think the most important thing is the concept, the information that you have on your video, what you're showing students, and mixing them or not mixing them won't change the fact that you're giving them good information. If you don't produce all of your videos, I mean, if you're not recording all of your videos, but the information is there, the students will appreciate it. And also, when you're not an expert on the topic that you're recording, I think it's better that you take information from an expert instead of using what you believe to be right.
Right. That's an excellent point. Actually, well, Isaac was here with us last week. The guy was on the other side of the table, and he's in emprendimiento in that area. And he's a big fan of saying, look, I'm not the expert. I'm going to show videos of these experts, and then I'm going to come to class and comment with them. And we have back and forth about it, because my point to him is, okay, cool, use the experts' videos like we use experts' textbooks. But I think it's really important to try to break out of our shell and make some videos. And that's why I'm forcing you guys to make some videos. Some of you have never made them before. You feel self-conscious about it, and I look bad on video, or my hair is not right, or whatever. But I think there's a good reflective process of doing that. I don't care about my hair. You can tell I don't care about my appearance. I think it's there's a good reflective process, and I know somebody wrote about that in our comments, about it made me think about what I'm saying, and it made me think about what the students are receiving from me. Brenda, you stuck your head in there. Were you going to say something? Brenda? No? Nothing from over there? She's just...
Yeah, Miranda wants to say hi and tell you something.
Okay, please. Go ahead.
Ya estoy ahí.
Awesome.
How are you, everybody?
Awesome. How you doing?
Hi.
Fine, thanks. I was thinking on the topic of intentional content.
Yes.
And we're only closing for videos, and there's a lot of other stuff. And to me, the important part is not really the content, but the intention.
Yeah.
To me, what we should be taking care of is what is the intention of showing any material we are showing.
Right.
What is the objective of making a video or sending them to do a video and post it or whatever. So for me, it's more the intention of what we want to do.
Right.
And my reflection on that is that to me they became like a real way to link it to everyday life. You sent me a little homework, Ken, after seeing my assignment 1 video, and I saw a video you sent me about flipping physics.
Yeah, that guy's rocks.
Trying to show physics with this, I thought it was impossible. And the guy is doing videos just to link physics with reality. Rather than the quality of the content. It's not a professional video by any means. So we don't have to do that.
Right.
I would really focus on what the intention of what we are doing is. What does everybody think?
I like that. Who's next?
I like it too.
Laura?
Laura?
Your turn. I'm not going to talk the whole time this time. It's not fair.
You must.
Your turn, Laura. What do you think about the videos? Other people's videos, your videos?
No, well, I was just thinking that maybe if we use the videos of some other people, maybe experts, or there's so many conferences where you can that you can use for the students, and I think that is going to be better for the students because they don't only learn from you; they are going to learn from other experts. Okay.
Excellent. So I can't even get into tools, but I got shown a lot of tools, and I've got a list of tools I want to look at. Fabiola mentioned EduCreations, which I haven't really looked at myself. There's the Verso app, which I think I linked. What was it? Tech tools. Someone made a video with those tech tools or whatever it was. What were the name of those? What was that video tool that I showed with Jonathan in Facebook? I don't know if you remember. Linda. Yep.
My last week's video was with Show Me.
With which one?
Show Me.
Okay.
So where you write on the blackboard and you can record your voice. So
Cool.
that's one.
Yeah, I want to look at more tools. Who's Claudia's?
For
this
video, Ken and everybody, I use something called TouchCast.
Okay.
And I also suggest that too. You can write on the board and you can record a voice, you can record a video, you can put pictures, you can put another video, you can write on them, and so on. Lots of stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking for a pen here.
Okay, I like
TouchCast.
when I was watching the I Flip, You Flip, We Flip.
With
there
Keith? Yep.
was a suggestion known, it was Nomia.
Okay.
And I was checking this tool, and it's excellent because you can even put your face, and you can just explain everything, and the blackboard also appears, and you can put many stuff there, and you can handle a lot of the instructions that you are putting in the video. And it's a very good tool. You should try it. It's Nomia, like Nomia.
Nomia. I'm gonna write that down. What I want to do, Linda, is after this recording, I want to make a page on our Schoology of just kind of tools with the idea of share with us which tools you've used, or even a paragraph of why you think it's useful, why people should go and look at it and play with it. Because there's a bunch. There's just so many. And one thing I want to do here in Guadalajara is I think I mentioned this last time, I want the filming crew here on campus to come and record me of how I do my stuff in Camtasia, and record someone else and how they're using these tools, so we can kind of give an overview of all the different tools that are available and pick one and use it. That's really the message.
There are lots of different tools. There's also Explain Everything. Explain Everything, it's a very nice tool.
Yeah, that's an awesome tool, and I actually have it on my tablet and haven't used it yet.
Yeah, it's very similar to Educreation, but Educreation is just a very simple tool. It works very well. When I was explaining integrals to my students, it worked very well for them. But there's a problem that some of them, they cannot open it if they are using their cellular phones. They cannot open the link if it was done in Educreation. But there are.
I think Lupita here on campus is using that, so you should. Definitely, I want kind of a list of tools, who's using them, and then that way we can do the kind of networking of, okay, I know that Linda's using this tool and I want to look at it and I need some hints, and we can talk. Miguel was going to say something. I'll let him in now. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm agree that the video has to be more in the dynamic of the class, because if you use it only like playing a movie or something like that, it doesn't make sense to the students. It doesn't help you at all.
Right.
So it has to be more connected to the other activities you are doing in the class.
One thing I found, Miguel, when you kind of mentioned something about integrated with activities of students, and so during this conference, one thing that happened is there's this back channel. I mentioned back channel. I put a link on last week's assignment about back channeling. And back channeling is basically creating a text, usually a text chat. So you're at a conference or at a talk or at a class, and you're just typing away like crazy. It's almost like interactive collaborative notes about what's going on. And so obviously we were doing that on Twitter over the span of the conference, and there's a Twitter archive of everything that happened that was tagged with FlipCon 14. And so I was just tweeting like crazy. So I came in second, and Kate Baker beat me by I don't know how many tweets. But she had better quality. But it was really, really useful. And I'm wondering, and one thing someone mentioned after we're saying goodbye and we miss each other over Twitter about the conference, someone said we should get together, and when they publish the videos from the conference, get together all at the same time virtually and watch those videos together through a Hangout YouTube broadcast, and then we could back channel like we're at that conference. And I want to bring it back to what you were saying about watching the videos. Maybe convincing the students how to, like, say, watch the videos together at the same time and then chat about it would be kind of useful to get kind of interaction in there. I'm trying to think of how to get the videos to be more interactive and more likely to be watched by students. So that's one thing I was thinking about when you just mentioned that, Miguel. So does anyone else have comments about videos or getting them to watch the videos? Who's raising their hands here?
Okay.
Linda.
I'm very excited about starting with this, really, believe me. I've been talking about this stuff with everybody, and everybody's giving me their comment and their you should do this.
Are you getting to the point, Linda, where they're telling you you're wrong and you're defending yourself or defending flipping?
Yes, and
awesome.
I don't even started, so I don't know why everybody's telling me. But I was talking with my son. My son is in second semester in industrial engineering, and he told me, you know, Mom, you should be careful, because if the students are gonna say that you are not teaching, that you are just doing videos and you are not explaining everything in class. So I think I was thinking about this, and I was trying this TED Ed. Have you tried this TED Ed?
Oh, TED Ed's awesome. Actually, it's one of the tools I want to link. And when I've given the courses here of Intro to Flipping, I'm looking for water over here. Don't mind me, I'm walking around the room. I always show that video, or I show examples of TED Ed. in the classes I give before, because it's awesome. I'm not good at using it. I haven't used it much, but it's awesome.
I think that we should also include some interaction with the students, because if it's not, if this is only a video, and also I love this the blog that you sent us about this lady, the one that teaches mathematics, and she's giving
Crystal
like
Kirch, the whisker.
Yeah.
She's an amazing lady. She's just hyper, like high energy. She gave an awesome talk. I highly recommend. I put her first on the list for my recommendations for our conference in Monterrey. Well, actually, it's going to be in Mexico City.
And she's also telling, saying that it's very, very useful if you include like small quizzes in the video. And don't grade them. That's what she said. Don't grade them, because it's not a. They will be involved in the video. So that's what I'm trying to think. How am I gonna do that? I'm gonna record my video, and then I'm gonna put it in TED Ed. I'm gonna include some quizzes, and then I will start giving some exercises to do by themselves, and then give them the results. And in class, we can check only the problems that they couldn't do, or we can work more examples in class. So I have
on the questions.
Ideas,
Or in the other link that I gave about the 3-2-1, where it's everyone gets their points in before class, and then we tack it on. I was going to say something else about Crystal Kirch. She's a huge user of Google Docs and forms and scripts, and she goes into the point of, people are going, well, there's so much information. How are you going to grade all this? This is going to just drive you nuts. And she says, no, I don't grade most of it. And they don't know which ones I'm going to grade and which ones I'm not. So they're in this kind of, I have to do it whether it's going to be graded or not, because I don't know which ones the teacher's going to grade. And so you kind of play tricks on them that way. And John, in his video about making videos, if you haven't seen it yet, he mentions doing random stuff, like having a guy in a monkey suit walk on camera, or having someone come and bring you coffee during your video. Just random things, so you can tell when they're talking in class, well, I saw that happen in your video last night. No, yeah, you watched the video. So there's these little tricks we can use to get people to watch videos. So I'm going to link in Conrad if he's ready to talk, because he just appeared. And he's got his mouth on the coffee. Awesome. Hey.
Hi, Ken. Sorry, bit of a problem here. And it's just me today. It's not, nobody else is here.
Yeah, Gabby emailed me.
Yeah, Susanna is also sick, so she's not going to join us.
Okay. How's things there? We're talking about whether to use like pre-produced videos of other people, or get like pro versions done on campus versus just your raw, I did it last night videos. What's the advantages, pros, cons? Should we use a mix of both? What do you think?
Well, I think that a mixture would be good, as in, try to find some other people's work as well. But I think the advantage of doing it oneself is basically that they know who they see, and they kind of create a personal relationship through that. And that's, I think, the advantage over using someone else's work.
Okay. I read your point about how to teach economics and supply and demand, and I know I saw something about that, and I got to think about where I saw that before to bring it back to you.
All right.
And this is a hint. When your students say things in their videos or their presentations, you got to bring it up during class so that they know you're actually paying attention. Yeah. I did read them all. Who else has something to say about that, or do we want to kind of switch topics here? I've got my list of topics I wanted to talk about. Videos. I wanted to stress relax. Yeah, the big thing I wanted to stress today too is relax about the content. The way I do my course is I try to create an LMS and try to make it obvious what I think the student should, like, kind of required reading or required video or required content. And then there's these kind of parentheses, random videos, random links that are flying out all over the place. And I think I was overloading people a little bit with too much. But I think that's the reality our students live in, where they're getting so much information from so many places, and we need to teach them how to choose what's important to you and filter it. So I don't know what you think about, how to organize content and how to I think this has to do with these videos because you've got these pre-produced videos, but then you might just think of something last night and you go, oh, I gotta record a video for my students, and you do it on the fly because of something that happened in current events or whatever, making things fresh, but not overloading them with content. So who has something to say about that? Miguel's got his microphone off, so maybe he does.
Yeah, well, not about the videos themselves, but what you said about Twitter, meanwhile you're
Back
watching
channel?
the video, I maybe it can work with a Socrative quiz.
Yes.
While you're watching the video or while you're taking class, because some of my students take notes and some of them note, but at the end, the ones who don't take notes are the ones who have the most of the questions. So if they are answering a quiz and taking the class at the same time, I don't know if that could be a good option to having like all the questions solved at the same time of the class or the video.
I was going to say something, but I want other people to talk. I'm just writing it down here. Okay, who wants to talk?
I have a question.
Sure.
When I was reading this blog, I found the word WSQ. And I said, what the heck is WSQ? So I had to check.
I just learned that.
Yeah. So I found it. Yeah, it's watch and then summarize and then question.
Question. Yeah.
And then I found another SSS, but I couldn't find what SSS meant. What is that?
Hold on. I think that's to do with evaluation of assessments, and I'm going to have to look it up for you, Linda. While someone else is talking, I can Google, because I don't like Googling while I'm the one in the focus of the camera.
And also, another question about the content curator.
Oh, that was a great point. Jose Enrique brought that up, I think.
I don't know if somebody wants to say something about that, because I think that this is going to be, really, believe me, that at first I felt so frustrated because I couldn't read everything. How can we be sure that they are going to find, if we let them, this is the whole information. How can we be sure that they are going to find what we want them to check? I don't know.
Controlled chaos, basically.
Yeah, we want to control. I know. We want to control.
But yeah, but we want chaos, but we do want control.
Yes.
We got.
I don't know.
SLP, are you coming in? Someone's in front of the keyboard. San Luis Potosí. No? Fidencio, you guys, you got something to say? Someone's right in front of the camera and I can't recognize who it is. I'm sorry. It's Luis, right?
No, Miguel.
Ah, sorry.
Miguel too.
Behind you. You got something to add, Miguel?
Yes, Ken. I am talking about what should be the quality of the videos, because if we only have a pure camera or a small room to record videos, maybe the students will be bored, because if we don't have enough stimuli to change the scenes or the material, maybe students can pay attention to our video.
Right. I don't know. I'm a low budget kind of guy, so I'm okay with the low budget videos. I know there's people on campus who really want to go crazy doing and there's some good tools to do simple stuff and make them more engaging. So I'm really torn between that. And I think something John said in the beginning of his session at FlipCon 14 that I watched, saying, you all know your students and you know your material and you know your culture and your environment, and it's really going to depend on your situation what you're going to do here. I know that's the bad, crappy answer of it depends, but maybe Fabi's got something to add there.
Alguna vez tú mencionaste que no necesariamente teníamos que usar videos todo el tiempo. Que también el flip learning quiere decir que tú puedes utilizar otro tipo de material como texto, como lo que sea, ¿no?
Yeah.
Entonces yo a veces a lo que le apuesto mucho, no solamente al material, que es el tercer pilar, creo, sino también a lo que qué es lo que voy a hacer con él en la clase. Entonces ahí es cuando yo pongo el aprendizaje colaborativo un poco y me ha servido. Creo que lo hace más dinámico y así.
Right, right. And I think stimulus of viewing, getting feedback of what they got out of it, getting back to what came out earlier about intention and why are we doing these videos or why are we asking them these questions, there you are, Fidencia, really has to do with what we should be focusing on here. I wanted to get back to quality. I'm focusing on SLP, but you're not there anymore, Miguel. John says it, and it came out in some videos where it was obvious people were recording video with their microphones out, so they were using the internal microphone on their laptop, and there was a lot of feedback going on, and it hurt my ears when I was listening to your videos. Or someone made their video outside, which is great because it was a different view, but you could hear this kind of as the wind was going across their laptop, and it was really distracting. So I would say there's kind of a minimal level of quality. You don't want to upset people with bad quality videos that it hurts their ears. But I'm not a big believer in overproduction. So I'm gonna stand up again. There's that shirt I got from TechSmith says, do I need it perfect or by Tuesday? And that's kind of their slogan at TechSmith of get videos made that your students are going to watch. Don't focus so much on getting them so overproduced that you never actually use them. But don't make really, really bad quality videos. Use a microphone, please. Right? Definitely. Who's going to jump in? Claudia's raising her hand. And Sinaloa, I think, too.
May I speak in
Adelante, Cla.
Yes, may I speak in Spanish? May I speak in Spanish? Ok. Están recomendando un micrófono Samsung, algo así, no sé. Yo no lo tengo, no sé si lo venden aquí, pero pregunto porque en el último video que subí tuve muchos problemas para subirlo. Lo grabé varias veces y terminé subiendo uno que no me gustó mucho. Cuando lo vi ya en YouTube está desfasado. No está sincronizado el audio con el video, pero no sé qué pasó. Yo lo grabé con estos audífonos. Entonces, y en los otros yo no siento que esté desfasado. ¿Qué fue lo que pasa? ¿Es esto lo que lo desfasa o cómo?
¿No fue diferente software?
No sé.
¿Para grabar qué usaste?
Sí. No me acuerdo porque grabé muchos.
Estamos probando muchas herramientas, sí.
No, lo que pasó, los otros dos los había grabado en iMovie, no te rías de mí, los otros dos los había grabado en iMovie, directo de iMovie, y de iMovie los subí a YouTube y tardaron mucho. Este tercero, no sé por qué no avanzaba nada ni un poquito siquiera, tardó mucho en subir. Entonces ya eran las 10 y terminé grabando ese, pero ya no me acuerdo dónde, no me acuerdo si lo grabé directamente en YouTube o si lo grabé en qué sería, no sé, en alguna otra cosa que tengo, no sé,
Cuando veo un video voy a ver, porque normalmente en los metadata de los archivos de video hay la información de la herramienta, entonces voy a revisarlo para ver si puedo recaptar esa información. Pero eso viene a un concepto que salió en un tema, salió de...
You can speak in English if you want to.
Yeah,
I don't like my Spanish.
My Spanish sucks. Brenda,
my English, I'm sorry, my English.
Brenda mentioned something about, I think it was Brenda, about keeping track of what happened and reflecting on the process of doing your flipping. And so I linked Crystal Kirch's blog as well. Crystal Kirch had the stuff with WSQs that Linda was mentioning. But if you look at the top, she's got her 11-12 reflections and 12-13 reflections on the top of her blog. And she wrote a weekly reflection of the process that she went through in her first and second year of doing flipping. And so you can kind of go through that and see, what happened, what went right, what went wrong during her whole time. She kind of just put her life right out there in public. And this is one thing John said about her, is he really admired that she put her bad experiences and good experiences out, and you should definitely reflect on that. But what I'd like to say to you, coming back to your video, Clau, document what you've done, including like, I used this tool this time and it worked well. And then when you go and look back on it at the end of the semester, or whenever you decide to reflect on what you did that semester, you've got some documentation of what happened. Obviously, I would love if you're like crazy, like Crystal, and document it on a blog in public, go crazy. But at least for your own sanity, write these things down. I know as a software engineer, I was really good and I learned when I worked at IBM. Every day I wrote in my engineering workbook what happened. And at the end of a project 4 months later, I was able to go back and explain what went wrong and how we can improve our process for the next project. And the same thing as an educator, we can do that same process.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Who else has stuff to say? Whee! I don't want to talk too much. Someone's video.
I think Rosy Carrillo from Sinaloa wants to say something.
Yeah, Sinaloa were saying something. I saw lots of action over there. They're laughing. They're not paying attention at all, Jose Pablo. Are you guys in the fish room again? Yep. All right.
Yeah, we are, and we are paying attention. It's just that
you're not.
Yes, we are. We were talking on how maybe we could also create some podcasts when it's time for some chapter of a book or something that they have to read, and you know how everybody loves reading. So maybe we could have some application where the text is read to students, and then that is created into a podcast, and then the next
Andrés, ¿me prestas una servilleta y una pluma?
They could be like answering questions based on another video that you created, and that you can play that during the class. So it could be kind of a, I don't know, a quiz about the reading that they were supposed to be having. That's what we were saying while you guys were talking.
Well, it was the back channel. That's awesome. The back channel. So actually, that came up today with Ana Esquivel. I was at lunch with Ana Esquivel. My regular lunch group, there was only half of us. But she really, a lot of her material's written in textbooks, and she's having a hard time getting the students to read the textbooks. And so I want to talk especially to the English literature people. Again, I've got this awesome book that I have to read from Troy Cockram called Flipping Your English Class. And I hung out with a bunch of English literature teachers, not English as a second language teachers. How do they get students to read and engaged in the readings? There was some really interesting stuff they're doing that I need to share with you sometime. They did stuff that was cool, like it was a Shakespeare play they're reading, and the students had to create a criminal case against whoever killed somebody, and then argue the side from a lawyer, and like get them involved in the content of the reading. This is easier, I think, in literature, but then again, I always think that stuff's easy. What I was also saying to Anna, it's really cool. I don't know if anyone's used the McGraw-Hill or other services that have ebooks that you rent, and being able to get analytics and who's reading on what page. Or what I want for readings is get students to be able to highlight stuff, like on Kindle, because I use a Kindle a lot to read, and I can see what I highlight, and I can see what the entire planet highlights on the books I'm reading in Kindle. But what I want as a teacher is I want a textbook, and my students are reading it on any device. They can highlight stuff, they can make notes stuff, and then that group of students that I define can see their notes, their classmates' notes, my notes. I think I should patent this, but maybe not. But I think that would be awesome. I don't. Maybe it already exists and I don't know about it. So when I put up that tools page, I really want people to share what tools are you using to get people to read. Claudia, I'm going to unmute you because you were asking for a serviette or something. No, I think you muted yourself. Miguel's laughing. Now they're all laughing at me. Who wants to say something now?
Maybe you can use Google Docs.
Yeah, but then you can do that, and actually the English teachers used Google Docs for open source material that they were able to legally copy paste and put into Google Docs. But then there's the issue with textbooks. We can't really do that, right? And Anna was mentioning about the McGraw-Hill has this service where you rent books, and I've never used it, so I don't know, because lately I tend to choose books that are freely available PDF, and anyone can use them. I'm not laughing at you, Clau. I'm laughing with you. Yeah, I tend to use free PDFs, so I don't have this problem that students buy books or use books. Come back. You got to come back in, Clau. So who wants to add to the which tools and content consumption? Because I think that was a big topic as well. I'm going to come back to my list.
What about Medium? This Twitter tool, like a microblogging.
During class, outside of class? Hold on, Clau. I'm going to try and invite you back.
Outside the class.
Like Twitter or other tools to keep them engaged during?
No, you know this tool Medium is like the brother of Twitter. There is like a microblogging tool.
Medium.com, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to look at that, Miguel. Actually, you just remind me.
It's really cool, but
it's on my list.
Yeah, it's a really a little hard to use, but
okay, I'm gonna add that to my list. Oh, you guys are giving me lots of homework. It's not fun. Actually, a guy I know who does a lot of social media tools.
Para que veas lo que se siente.
Yeah. He just published an awesome article on the 30th anniversary of the song Purple Rain and the album release. And he published it on medium.com. And I thought, oh, I got to check out this service. So it's already on my list, and now you just made it more important. Thank you. Yeah, I know what you feel like now. I know I'm overloading you, but I really want to. I'm kind of doing it on purpose. And I'm making you suffer what my students suffer. All right. Who else has stuff to add?
Yeah,
Brenda wants to talk about quality of video, but that was a long time ago. Okay, Conrad.
Yeah, also about tools. I found this little application called EduCreations.
Yep, that came up a couple of times. Yep.
Yeah, I use that for my history class because I like to use lots of maps and stuff like that, and it's kind of like going through the history book, using my own maps, drawing on the maps, and I'm basically, well, I'm not reading out the textbook, but I'm telling the story as it would appear in the textbook, and it seems to work better than getting students to actually read the book. They don't like the book; it's really heavy, and then they also have questions about vocabulary used in the book and things like that. And so I'm kind of trying to make it a little simpler in my presentation, and that has worked really well, especially for history class, where you have to where you need to use lots of images or maps and things like that.
One thing
you can also record your voice over it, so it's really useful. So students can actually look at it again and again if they need to, and so I found that pretty useful.
Cool. One thing I saw last week about history, other than you should check out what Tom Driscoll's doing and Keith Hughes is doing and some of these other people, Jason Bretzman, who is the guy who put together that Flipping 2.0 book. He's basically the editor of it. He's a history teacher as well. One thing that came out in the history discussions, and I heard a podcast about it, is getting in students involved not in just reading history from books, but contact with like original documents, either creating original documents or researching original documents and going back and using those. That was a topic that came up a lot, as well as I can't remember what the other point was I was going to think about for history. There was this good podcast from Canada a couple weeks ago, back when it was the commemoration of D-Day, where they had students go and research through the National Archives the history of soldiers that died back then, and then they try to build a story about that soldier based on archive information they could come up with. And the history teacher talked about the fact that it was so cool because they were learning what actual historians do, because a lot of historians in universities say that people study history, but they don't study how to study history, how to create a document based on first documents. So that might be interesting to those of you that are doing history. I'm not a history teacher, so I have no idea, but it sounded cool to me. Who else is in there? Claudia was going to say something. Fabi.
No,
¿Quién sigue?
quizá los infographics sirven bien para historia, quizá. Hacer unas infografías. Sería buena idea, no tanto un video, sino hacer una infografía y se resumiría mucho material y ya dejarlos a ellos investigar un poquito más. Yo tampoco soy maestra de historia, pero supongo que también funcionaría bien, algo así. Pudiera ser una idea.
Definitely for like consuming a bunch of different data, putting it into an infographic form is very useful. Visualize it. ¿Quién sigue? Oh no, I got medium up on my screen now.
No.
Creo que es tu red, Clau.
José Pablo quiere decir algo.
José Pablo, vamos a Sinaloa.
Sí.
Desde Sinaloa, en el cuarto de pesca.
We were saying that depending on which of the subjects you're talking about, the content of your video is going to be more and more complicated, because I don't think it's the same to try to have a video that is history compared to one that is, thank you, Claudia, that is math, for example, or physics. So the planning of your video is very important because you're going to be having different contexts. So I think the planning is basically the most important part of everything.
Cool. Rosa Maria is saying bully magnets in YouTube. I'll have to note that down, and I'll put it down on the notes later about the course. The best place to archive any of your notes about our conversation here would be in the discussion link, which would be discussion for session number 4, July 2nd.
But if I get into the discussion link, I lost connection. That's why
well, that's bad.
That's why I write in my napkin.
Okay, well, good. That paper, I'm writing on some random magazine here because that's all I could find to write on.
Okay.
It works for me. But yeah, no, I got a message in from somewhere else. I got too many things going on here. And I'm still focused on Sinaloa because I don't know how to hit the video button. I had a really interesting podcast with on the Flip Learning podcast on Friday, so you could listen to that. But it's a little bit painful because Troy, the guy who usually does the interviewing, was actually in his car on the way from one conference to another. It was hard to hear him. But we talked about a few things that happened at FlipCon, so go ahead and listen to that if you want to hear me on a podcast. You could even watch the video, which is weird. I found it weird. My kids did too.
No presumas tu taza de café.
It's so cool. I should have got a case. I'm actually going to ask some people for some giveaway stuff. Yeah, I know. You got to go to FlipCon next year. Next year it's in Michigan, but it's in the middle of July next year instead of June. Who else has stuff to talk about this week? I'm kind of exhausted from reading so much. There we go, San Luis Potosí.
Yes.
Woo.
Monica. Yes, I have a question. Since last year here at Tech, for example, first we have PowerPoint presentations. Then, no, you have to use more technology. Then you have another course, and it was to change to use Prezi presentations. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And then after that, last semester, now you're going to use Nearpod, because that way the students are engaged and they follow the activity and they follow the presentation. And now this summer, Flip Learning. So it has been a lot of change. So what about the other things? We are no longer going to use them. We have to change everything because we have been changing all the material. Okay, for our classes in the last 2 semesters.
Yeah. Gary had a conversation with my office about this actually a few weeks ago before he decided to drop the course. No, it wasn't Gary actually. It was teachers here on campus that said, and especially Cathedral teachers that were saying, look, we're getting overloaded. You're telling us we got to apply Ética Transversal in this course, and this course I have to apply a project, and this course I have to apply whatever, right? And I totally agree. Because I actually have one course that has 2 things I have to do, and I'm like, you're nuts. You're putting too much on me. So I think a big take home on this, and I'll take charge on this because I'm loud and noisy and I'm going to do it. And I'll be in Monterey talking about my degree program, or at least the ISC, ITC, and electronics type programs. A few things I want to take to there is stop pushing too much on which things we're doing in our courses, because I don't think that's cool. I think the teachers should be deciding which things we're doing. A message that I have, and maybe you'll all disagree with me, I'll not focus on Brenda because you're not talking, is I don't think all classes and all groups across all campuses need to be exactly the same. In fact, I don't think my two groups of the same course with Ken Bauer in the same semester need to be the same, because my students in one group are different than another group. I think we need to relax a little bit on not defining all 48 hours on the Plan de Estudios 308 thing that we see on a web page that say exactly how many hours we have to dedicate to each topic. I think we need to relax a little bit on that and maybe not go crazy, because I know Rosa will come in and hit me because she's much more direct about what we're supposed to follow. But I think we need to be rigorous about what we're teaching, because you especially have to take care that students go from Math 1 and they have the things they need for Math 2, etc. But we need a little bit more flexibility to decide how we're teaching these things. Estamos Rosy y yo solas and okay, you guys are on the back channel. I'm getting beeps. I need to turn off the beeps. So that's one thing I definitely want to talk, Monica, is not putting too many of these things on you. And I'm a big believer. I don't want flipped learning. I'm hoping nobody signed up on this course because their boss told them to. I said that before. I want the flipped learning initiative to be very much teacher focused and from the bottom up. But I'm getting pressure to make it a top-down thing now. So we definitely need to attack that. The other thing I'm going to attack in Monterey was basically the teachers have more choice about what we put in our course. That and what we're doing now, I want to see a lot more, and not necessarily focused in a course, that we're all talking to each other and communicating what we're doing in other campuses, and not with the goal that we all have to do the exact same thing. I don't know what you think about that. Conrad totally disappeared. I got a picture of the floor now. I'm going to shut up. Did you want to comment on that, Moni? Does that help?
Yes, that helps.
I'm going to be your
Definitely
warrior.
we have to share. Definitely we have to share from the different campuses what we are doing, okay? And that way we are going to have a lot of ideas, okay? Right now I'm thinking about starting using flipped learning, but in some of my classes, and some of them I have to continue with the other things that I have done before, but definitely have more a learner-centered approach. That's the idea, okay?
And I think you wrote about that, and I think I commented on it, Moni, that don't kill yourself. Don't try to do this 100% in all your courses, and especially please do not do this in something that's really new to you and you're scared of. I think I got Miguel in here twice now. Oops. Don't do that. I learned that last semester where it freaked me out because I applied it in a course that I'd never taught. It was new material for me, and it burnt me out, and the students, it didn't go well. It definitely didn't go well. So choose what you're going to do, and definitely, if you're going to do this in August, please make a list of, say, 2 sessions that you want to do, and document it. Say, okay, this is the you can take a look at Explore, Flip, Apply as well. Ramsey's work, where you seed the students, document what you gave them before, and then do the whisks or the 3-2-1 or whatever process you want to do to compile what we're going to talk about in class. If it's just a talking type session, or depending on your course, you might have an activity planned or multiple activities depending on what you're doing. Document that. Please reflect on that. And then please do a second activity that same semester in that same course, because there's going to be things you want to fix. Don't wait till the next semester to fix it, because then you totally forgot what happened, right? So that's my kind of homework for all of you.
Yes, thank you. You already told us about that, and I'm going to use it I already have a course that I have taught for 2 semesters or 3 semesters before, so I'm going to start with that one. Okay. that I'm familiar with.
I'm looking forward to you sharing about it.
Okay, yes, thank you.
I think I think that
Linda.
I already asked you this, but this keeps bothering me. I don't want to use Blackboard to put my
Me too.
videos. I think that Blackboard is like a lost city that the students never check, and
Yep.
I don't want to do that. But where are you putting all your stuff, all your material?
I
What
did.
I was
So
asking yesterday to the director, and he said, "I don't want you to use anything else because the students they will be complaining that they had to check many different platforms. So what are you doing to not get this kind
and
of?"
okay, so I agree with that at some point. Okay. I don't like the pain that students. I don't want them to have 5 different systems. So we got to be careful with that, and I do agree with that. I'm going to use Schoology again, most likely. I used it this semester. I've used Moodle before. I run my own Moodle. If you want to use Moodle, I'd be happy to let you use my Moodle because I admin my own Moodle. So that's an option. I know at the level of the system, and this is going to be coming out this summer, there is a campaign of Vicerrectoría Innovación Educativa, and they've invited me to help. They're going to make a list of LMSs that are kind of supported officially at the tech besides Blackboard. Schoology is on the list. They want me to talk about Schoology. I have a meeting actually with Schoology people tomorrow because I want to push their buttons and see how I can help get the tech hooked up with them. So I'm going to use Schoology. It's free. You can use it. I just be careful, Linda, that you don't. I mean, every campus is different. Every department's different. And I don't want to tell everyone to be a rebel and get in trouble and get fired or something. I don't want that. And it's true. I had this conversation today where I have no fear. I just do what I want, and I'm confident to back it up. But I don't want everyone just to go crazy and say, "Oh, Ken Bauer said we can use Schoology, so I'm going to go use it." No. I'll take the heat. I'm fine with that. And I'll help support you in using Schoology and get a group together that we can discuss what we're doing. But I think there's going to be a message from above that we can use different things. If you're forced into Blackboard, what I would suggest is use Blackboard as your repository, and then in parallel, use a Facebook group, a private Facebook group that's closed and only your students can see it, and use that as your communication medium.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did last semester. I had my group in Facebook, and I put all the material and stuff in Blackboard. But it's a lot of work because sometimes they say, "Oh, Blackboard is not working. Oh, I couldn't download the stuff from Blackboard, so I had to repeat everything again and put it again in Facebook." So I think it's a terrible, terrible system, the Blackboard, but.
I'm really bouncing, Linda. Actually, Brian Bennett, the guy who's the TechSmith kind of contact with teachers, and I met him. He made a blog post about don't even use an LMS. Use a web page and then integrate all of these other things together, which is kind of crazy, but he's a geek like me and can build it. I still think using LMS or Schoology or whatever it is as this is where you submit the homework, this is where you get the official information. But I'm probably going to use Facebook, Twitter for communicating, and I'm going to use YouTube to publish my videos. I'm not going to put my videos in Blackboard. That's nuts because it's not streaming, and students have to download it, and Blackboard dies. In fact, the people here will tell you, please don't upload videos to Blackboard because it kills it. So find a happy medium is what I'd probably say. Sorry, I didn't give you the right answer. But I'll be happy. I'll be happy to share and support and be the shoulder to come run to cry about if Moodle or Schoology or something you're using and you want experience, because I've got the experience using it.
And are you the whole day checking? Because how can you handle Facebook, Twitter, and everything at the same time?
Because I'm crazy.
Believe me, I don't see the point to use Twitter. Maybe I'm crazy, but because I was reading all the stuff that you sent me.
It's a different thing. Facebook's a little bit more kind of permanentish that you can go and look at what happened, whereas Twitter's more about what happened right now. You don't use Twitter to go back in time and see what happened before.
But
Twitter's
if they
very
don't
good.
have Twitter, if they don't have Twitter, they will never see it, no?
Right. Well, no, because all of my stuff on Twitter is publicly visible.
So you have to put in a notification so they can see that you posted something on Twitter.
So this is where you can get cool. So on a thing like Schoology or Facebook or Moodle or all of these other things, you could, like on my webpage, if you go to my webpage, I've got a little Twitter feed down the side that shows all of the posts that Ken Bauer posted lately. And on a course page I created, like a website, just regular web, or it was a WordPress blog I used. I created a feed of anything that had to do with our course on the side. So if I sent out a tweet, like our hashtag for this course is hashtag FlipTech21, I can create a little widget that goes along the side of the screen of a WordPress blog or whatever tool I'm using that will show the most recent tweets about this course. So you can use a back channel about the course and then kind of tie these tools together is something that's really useful. That's what I want to do. But yeah, you're right. Getting overloaded with this mediums, it will kill you. I'm extremely 24/7 connected. I'm weird that way, and I know that. But educators use Twitter a lot. They're the biggest users of Twitter for communicating about what they're doing and sharing what they're doing and meeting people. So it is a good tool. Well, it's not something you need to be addicted to and connected to all the time, but there's just when you got some time and you can say search a hashtag. You don't search people, you search a hashtag like Flip Class, and then you can kind of see people are posting things about Flip Class, and maybe it's a link, and I click there, and oh, there's a cool article I just found. A lot of these links I send is because I find them that way. Or on Monday evenings, there's this kind of crazy chat where we have 7 questions about Flip Class, and we all answer it, and we get together and share our opinions. And then you meet new people that way. All the people I met at FlipCon, I kind of knew them before I went there because of this Flip Class chat. They said, oh, you're Ken. I remember what you said about this back in that chat about that. And we know each other. And that's really, really cool. So we have a social connection even though we don't physically know each other. And learning social.
The problem with me is that I don't know how to use the hashtags very well, or I forget to put a hashtag. So if
I'm going to have to make a tutorial.
Yeah.
The people in this Flip Class chat of Twitter actually said we need to make a tutorial of how to use Twitter to get involved in this Flip Class chat specifically. So somebody's going to do it. I don't think it's me because I'm kind of busy. Claudia is going nuts in the back channel. Miguel.
I started to use Twitter for my class last week. And only 2 of my students follow the class, but it's good for letting know other people what you are doing in your class. Also encourage students that what you're doing in the class is like it's going well and are like trending topics right now. Well, it works for my class because it's entrepreneurship, but I can show you the Twitter site of my class. Can I put it here or in the chat? I don't know where.
I don't know if you can screen share. Can you screen share?
I write down the link in the chat.
Okay. Where's the chat? There's a whole bunch of stuff in chat, but I'm not paying attention. Claudia, do you teach math? I don't see the group chat. There it is. Oh, twitter.com innovation. Yep, I'll take a look at that. And I'll link that later today in the notes. Yeah. Yeah, not many of my students use a Twitter, but they noticed one thing that was cool is I would have a conversation with a student, and then I would kind of link in to someone famous, and then they'd be kind of like, oh, wow, good. Like they actually answered me. And I'm finding that with teachers too. I'll just say, oh, you're teaching history. You should talk to this kind of famous person who's teaching history. And then they get together. And one thing that I noticed at this conference is that people said, I said, you should talk to this person who's like a famous, I don't know, book author. And they, oh, he doesn't have time for me. And I said, sure they do. Just send messages to these people and they will respond to you. Claudia's back. But don't be shy. On the Twitter thing, you can find a lot of these famous people. You'll find people that are doing history or whatever you're teaching. Send them a message. and send it in the open. Send, you send it, you say, hey, and then the name of the person, their username. Are you doing something in history in flipped class? And you put a hashtag on the flipped class so that it'll hit everyone's search feed. I need to do a screen share with you and show you what I do. I don't know if I can do a screen share. Can I do this? Let me try it. 1 second. I want to do this. Let's see if I can do this. 1 second. So you're probably looking at Miguel's page. There's Claudia chatting away and some other people. So I think you should be able to see my tweet deck now, right? Can you see my Twitter feed, Miguel? Yeah, okay. So this is what it looks like. This is my use of Twitter. So I've got this kind of view where I have multiple columns from left to right. Left is like everything of people that I follow. That's what home is. Notifications is if someone favorites something I did or mentions my name. You see Joan Brown, that's the person who does the Flip podcast, mentioned my name, as well as Troy. Jennifer favorited something. Audrey says something about, oh, she had to translate Feliz Cumpleaños. There's Linda. I hooked Linda up with Jennifer Ward. So that's my notifications. This is stuff that has me in it. This is a search on the tag FlipTech21. So anything that gets posted with that tag in it will be here, and it tends to just be me because nobody else is using it. Then I follow Flip Class here, Flip Learning. Here's private messages that come to me. So I've got this kind of view with multiple views of Twitter. And this is how I use Twitter. I should probably do a video demo of how I do it. I'm trying to get out of the screencast because I prefer video. Maybe that'll help. Because I really think you should learn how to use Twitter because it's a great tool for, number one, meeting people and seeing what other people are doing. And that's what Twitter's about. And that's kind of the topic for next week, which is about being a professional and networking and creating your PLN or your personal learning network. Okay? So maybe I'll convince you, Linda. But it's not like this addicting thing. You're not going to sit there glued to your iPhone watching Twitter feeds go by. Not at all. Okay. Who else has stuff to say before we wrap up? Because we're running out of time.
While you make your tutorial, wait.
Clau, go ahead.
Mientras haces el tutorial, ¿dónde podemos ver cómo organizar así las columnas? Me gustó eso.
Lo voy a hacer un tutorial de usar. Eso se llama TweetDeck. This is TweetDeck. And so it's just one way. It's just a web page. It's TweetDeck. It's just a web page. It's not a tool. It's not a software. It's just a web page on my Google Chrome. And I log in and I can create columns. I just do a search and then I can create a column. And I say, oh, make that a column. So I actually have a column which is tweets that come from my daughter's school, because they always send important messages versus Twitter, which is the wrong way to use Twitter, but that's the way they do it. So I have to keep an eye on it in case it happens important. So yeah, I'll make a quick video. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Go ahead, Clau.
Thank you.
No,
is it just in Google Chrome?
Oh no, you can use anything. You can use Firefox, Internet Explorer, but nobody should use that anymore. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, just a web page.
Safari, okay.
It's just a regular web page.
And okay.
And it works really well.
Thank you.
So maybe I'll do a quick demo tonight, just to show you that I can do a quick screencast video, and I will publish it tonight to prove to you. This happens in class. Students go, oh, I don't know how to do this. Okay, fine. I'll just go home tonight and I'll make a video. And so tonight I'll go home and I'll make a TweetDeck video for you. I promise.
Okay,
unless
thank
kids
you.
get sick or
Thank
something.
you.
So you are a 24-hour teacher also.
Yeah, someone brought that up, and we have to talk about how to not go crazy and overboard with what you do. And maybe we should bring up this for next week's topic about being a professional. We have to be careful that we don't create expectations that our students think that they can contact us 24/7 and we're going to answer 24/7. I think that's very, very, very important. Because I've had that problem. Students get emails at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then they get upset that I didn't answer that email last night at 2 o'clock in the morning the day before the exam. And so we have to be careful not to set up false expectations of communication with students.
What did you say? I have a life, kid.
Yes, I have kids. I have a life. I have consulting. Yeah. So we should talk about that with next week's topic about professional part of Flip P. Anything else, people? I'm focused on Linda again. I'm failing at camera editing. Whee! Conrad's out. Laura's been quiet. Miguel's been involved. SLP is pretty loud when they want to be, so that's good. No, nothing from SLP. All right. It's the biggest group in the course that I think is SLP. Okay. So get your submission. I also really wanted to emphasize, don't worry about the deadline so much. Obviously, I'm not going to give a passing grade to people who do nothing. If you're behind, that's fine. If you've got circumstances that are happening, say, hey, Ken, I promise I'm going to do this stuff. I'll submit it to you in the next month or this summer or whatever. That's fine. I'm not about failing people because you're doing something. Obviously, there's people that are just completely off the board. I showed the chart of people that are super mega hyperactive. You saw that picture. To protect the innocent, I didn't show the bottom of the chart because that would have been mean. But I have no problem with people that dreaded late. Someone said that dreaded late symbol. Don't worry about that. That's fine. It's really all about sharing and creating a network between us of what we're doing and sharing what we're doing and pushing yourself and reflecting. That's all this course really is about. I'm putting some structure on it because you need some structure to control the chaos.
I have another a last question.
Go ahead, Linda.
I put all my videos and my reflections in a blog, and I sent only the link for the blog, and I got 0.5 because you didn't see my video.
Oh, then scream at me and I'll fix it.
Okay.
Someone already did the other day. Yeah, do that. The thing I'll say for you, Linda, for ethique of linking, and someone else did this. Someone else created a blog. Can't remember who it was. Link to the actual blog post, not to the main page of your blog.
Okay.
Because when you say, here, come look at my post about this, and you link the main page, if they don't get to that till like a month later, like I'm really behind on marking, I see the second post, right? So when you link someone to your blog post, make sure you click on your post, and then you've got the full URL, which is that specific post, and then say, please come and look at my article about whatever it is.
But what about the
feedback?
videos?
Yeah, but the video was inside the post. Yeah, I saw it. I was silly and forgot to mark it. This happens with my students all the time. They go, Ken, you forgot to give me my marks for the whatever. Yes. It's okay.
And I'm trying to also, all the links that you are giving us, I'm just putting all the links and
paste them into a Google Doc.
That is very, very important. I'm putting everything in my blog so I won't forget that I have to check them later.
Good. Good. Do whichever order you like. That's fine. But don't feel compelled to watch all of it. And don't feel compelled to watch everybody's videos in the course or articles or whatever. One thing I was recommending on the posts I was on marking F, please, when you make your post, everyone please don't just send it to Ken. Send it to me so it makes it easier for me to give points. That's cool. But put your links to your videos and your documents inside the comments on that assignment so that everybody can see it. And don't just put the links. Sell it, right? Because everyone's limited on time and they're only going to click on some of them. You've got to do something attractive to get people to go and click on your video or click on your text document to get them to go and comment. There were some really good videos and really good text articles that people didn't comment on. And I could talk about culture and the fact that all the Sinaloa people all talk with each other, or all the SLP people hang out and talk together. And that happens with students too. But I felt bad for some people who had like a cool article or a cool video and nobody commented on it. So you have to kind of sell your submission because everyone's not going to comment and not everyone's going to click on everybody's video. So try to sell your video. And don't feel bad if you don't get lots of comments, please. All right? I think I'll wrap up for there unless there's any last moment stuff. Happy Wednesday. Happy Canada Day yesterday. Or Engineer Day for the engineers.
Congrats.
Thanks. I got to
Congratulations
go
for
to
your
work.
Canada Day.
Yeah, I got to go to work. Okay. Good. Everyone
Okay,
looks like they're
thank
busy.
you.
I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Sorry about last week.
No, don't worry. Thank you for all the links, for all the share. Thanks.
I hope everyone goes to flip one later. I might post-produce my own video and send it to you, but it's going to be really horrible because it's just, ugh. But oh well, from my conference presentation. I have to get permission.
No.
Okay, everyone have an awesome rest of the week, and I'll see you online and next week.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Bye.
Stop button.